Welcome back to Frontline News. In regional stories, in the Bahamas, the Directors' Unions is threatening to take strike action as members are claiming that the Public Hospital Authority refuses to honor the industrial agreement. We get more in this report.
Months after the Bahamas Doctors Union agreed to call off strike action over outstanding holiday pay, the junior doctors are once again threatening to withdraw their services. This time, the doctors claim the Public Hospitals Authority has reduced employee contracts from 3 years to 1 year without consultation with the union and without thinking of how the move affects doctors' everyday lives. BDU President Dr. Melisande Bassett said enough is enough.
This union has not been told or informed of the government's intent to implement one-year contracts. It just started to happen and slowly seeping into our everyday work practice. This isn't legal. We will use all of the, and again, I say this, all of the legal means. If it means that we have to take strike action, then we will. We will continue to dialogue with the minister and the Department of Health and PHA to ensure that this issue is resolved and ensure that our members have some job security.
In 2020, the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, is planning to officially implement electronic marking for Caribbean Secondary Examination Council students. The details in this report.
The Caribbean Examination Council is planning to fully implement electronic marking, e-marking, for Caribbean Secondary Examination Council students in 2020. Registrar of CXC Glera Comerbash in an interview with CARICOM said that e-marking began in 2017, which saw a number of multiple choice papers being tested with the process. The introduction of e-marking was a break away from the traditional face-to-face assessment where markers, mostly teachers, gathered at marking centers across the Caribbean to grade the annual secondary school examinations.
Then in 2018, we did multiple choice papers, but also short answers and essays. And in 2018, we also encouraged people to bring their own devices from home to take part in the examinations. So that has gone fairly well. We are in 2019, and we had a successful sitting of e-testing in January. In April, we did what we call a stress test, where we got schools from across the region to put up their own tests on the platform and let the children do their tests. And where they did not do their tests, we put our tests. We found that the platform worked reasonably well, but there were some issues that we have to address. So we're going to do another stress test later on, maybe in June, next month or sometime, to make sure we get it right.
The registrar said that the new marking process is in keeping with the technological advances worldwide. Mr. Comerbash noted that it will be necessary for students who will be participating in the new system to access additional learning skills.
It also fits much neater with the way we learn. We learn by seeing, we learn by hearing, we learn by doing. But most of our tests prior to 2017 focused mainly on our ability to read and write, and not on our ability to see and interpret, to hear and respond, those kind of things, or to construct something within a test environment. And the electronic testing will give us the opportunity to do all those things.
While the e-marking will not be devoid of challenges, Comerbash said adjustments would be made to accommodate students who are writing the exams.
The students themselves don't see it as a challenge, but the adults, since it is new, they're the ones who see it as more as a challenge.
An adjustment.
Right, but once the students do it and we do an interview with them afterwards, some of them want to know why they didn't do it before, and if that is how they will continue doing their exams, because it suits them better, but we have to convince the adults that there will be no disadvantages by moving students onto the electronic platform.
CXC explained that the goal is to improve the validity of the tests undertaken and the reliability of scores issued.
And in Barbados, the government is now moving to put in place a cap on the garbage and sewage contribution levy. This following numerous complaints from farmers made about the effect on their water bills. We get more in this report.
So people should not be disadvantaged from accessing a water supply and being able to pay for it where the circumstances indicate that such is just and equitable. And all that happens, sir, is that we shoot ourselves in the foot. The Barbados Water Authority does not connect the people, and the people go and connect themselves illegally in any event, so they contribute to the non-revenue water. So I can assure the honourable member that that will be engaging the attention of the Cabinet and the Parliament of Barbados, I would say within the next 8 weeks. So you can tell, all the members can tell their constituents to look out for it. It is something that we have on the front burner, and we're trying to nail it down, but it will be addressed in exceedingly short order.
It's time for another break. International stories are up next.